Caitlin, I typically start with 3 to 5 pounders, sometimes 8 pounders in this class, so that's a good place to start. Otherwise, we'll add some resistance where you may not have weights. Another option that you can use, and for our friends at home as well, if you've got 2 cork weighted blocks, they are also really good things to add here. So feel free to get your props ready, do what you need to do. Didn't we just have someone knocking on this door? Hey, come on in, welcome. All right, so now that the stage is set, place your weights if you've got them or your blocks near the front of your mat on either side, so they're going to be easily accessible for when we start to move. Real quick announcement about some things we have coming up in the studio. We have our Access Love contest happening right now. So what that is an opportunity for you to potentially get $1,000 off of any one of our teacher trainings that we're adding in this year. So the first one starts April 21st. We'll have a second one in the fall. And teacher training is for everyone, whether you are interested in potentially teaching yoga, or you're just interested more in like the hows and the whys, why we do what we do, how can I deepen my practice. Our 200-hour access training is a great place to start. And with that, I'll introduce my friend Philomena back here in the corner. She's going to be observing tonight. We're working on some discovery drills as part of the 300-hour teacher training that we're in. So know that she is observing me, not you. Go ahead and ignore her presence. So let's get started. Wide knee child's pose. Knees wide, toes come to touch behind, chest down toward the floor. And we'll start right away creating the foundation of the practice, which is the breath. We practice a 4-part breath, Ujjayi. So go ahead and on your first inhale here, breathe in, fill up all the way to the top of your lungs, and linger in that pause that's created where you're completely full. And now exhale it all out, empty your lungs completely, lingering there in that space that's created. We'll continue in this way, filling up your lungs completely, staying in that pause, and then emptying completely, linger in this pause. 2 more breaths in and out. Last one in, fill up, empty out completely, downward facing dog. So our body becomes this big upside down V shape. Go ahead, pedal it out, bend your knees, stretch your toes, do whatever you need to do to get ready to move. And then as we get set up here, if I missed you out front with an assisting card, I'm just going to drop a few of those at the top of your mats. This is your opportunity to tell me whether or not you're interested in hands-on assists. Here in your down dog, add your breath to your movement. On an inhale, feel some lift. Lift your heels all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, bring them back down toward the earth. 2 more like that. Fill up and empty. Last one in. Empty completely. Move your feet to your hands. Hang in ragdoll at the top of your mat. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. So just like a forward fold here, but we want a big curve in the spine. Can let your head drop, let your shoulders round forward. Keep breathing right here, even in what feels like a pause. Add the rigor of the breath. You're gonna need it as we move forward. On your next inhale, rise all the way to stand. Extended mountain at the top of your mat. Reach up, look up. Hands at heart center. Your opportunity right here to decide how you're approaching your next 60 minutes. What are you going home with? What are you leaving here? And we'll get started with 3 ohms together. Breath in. Om. arms up, extended mountain, fold. Halfway lift. Right here in an Ignite class is where you're gonna grab those weights if you got them, maybe for some blocks. Take a little tricep pull or maybe a chest fly, your choice. And exhale, fold. Weights can come down to the floor or bring them with you. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, take that lift. Fold here. Inhale, extended mountain. Take the weights with you or not. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga, step or hop back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths in and out. Reach for the pause at the top. Fill and empty. Last one in. Fill up. Empty out completely. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift and pause. Take the tricep pull or the chest fly. Fold. Extended mountain. Press down as you reach up. Fold. Halfway lift with the pull. Chaturanga. Step or hop back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths in and out. Nice. Get really full. Get completely empty. Last one in. Empty completely. Feet to your hands. Half lift with the pull. Fold. Extended mountain. Press down, lift up. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths in and out. 2 more. Fill up and empty. Last big one in. Empty completely. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Last one here. Reach up. Go back. Fold. Halfway lift. Take the pull. Step back. High plank to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in and empty. 2 more. Fill up and empty. Last one in. Empty completely. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Take the pull. Fold. Chair pose. Sink low. Reach high. Hands come to heart center as we twist right. Inhale to open. Exhale, twist, empty out. Inhale, chair. Hands to heart center, twist left. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to chair. Fold. Halfway lift, take the pull. Listen here, step back to your high plank and pause. Right knee taps. Left knee taps. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. Inhale as you rise. Step the right foot all the way forward. Reach the peak. Chaturanga on your exhale. Flow through up dog. Down dog. Left side. Step, reach, go up all the way to the top. Chaturanga on your exhale. Upward facing, breathe in. Downward dog, let it go. Nice breath in and empty. 2 more, fill up, empty out. Last one, fill, empty completely. Move to the top of your mat. Half lift with the pull. Fold. Chair pose, sink low, reach high. Hands to heart center, twist to your right. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. Inhale, chair. Twist to the left. Inhale, open, stay for it. Twist. Inhale, chair. Fold. Half lift with the pull. Step back to your your full plank. Right knee taps, left knee taps, lower down. Then up dog. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, warrior one. Use your whole breath to rise to the top. Chaturanga on your exhale. Upward facing. Down dog. Left side. Step, reach, go up. Stay for the pause, then chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths in and empty. 2 more, fill and empty. Last one in, blow it out, move forward on empty, halfway lift, fold, chair pose, hands to heart center, twist right, inhale to open, exhale, twist, inhale, chair, exhale, twist left, inhale, open, exhale, twist, inhale, chair, fold, half lift with the pull, step back to your high plank, right knee taps, left knee taps, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right side warrior one, step through on the pause, inhale up, chaturanga on your exhale. Move with your breath, upward facing, downward facing, left side, step, reach, go up, chaturanga on your exhale. Up dog, downward facing dog. Nice breath. Take one more in here. Exhale it out. Lift your right leg up behind you. Extend it all the way back past the back of your mat. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Stay or flip your dog. If you're flipping over, feet on 12 o'clock right away. Lucas, bring your toes a little closer together. Yes, right there. Now press your feet down and start to create your wheel body. Send your pelvis up toward the ceiling. You got 2 more breaths. Last one in. Both hands down, side plank on your right. Right arm down, left arm lifted. Build the pose from the bottom up. We're going to bring that top ankle to the ceiling. So if you need to place the bottom knee down, make that adjustment. Lift on up. We're going to bring that ankle down for 5 taps. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, lift. Chaturanga on your exhale. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up behind you. And right away, extend it all the way back. Take all the bend out of your knee. Get long. Now bend and open. Open the hip as far as you can. Stay or flip. And then from the bottom to the top, start to create your wheel body right here. Feet on 12 o'clock. Can you walk them in a little closer together? Nice adjustment. 2 more breaths. Last one in. Both hands down. Side plank, left side. Press your feet that are touching down into the floor. Go ahead, lift that top leg, make whatever adjustments you need to make that stable, and we'll bring it down for 1. Tapping the other ankle for 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift it up. Chaturanga. Both hands down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Empty it out. Move your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Press down and rise up. Fold. Halfway lift. Take that pull if you want it. Step back to your high plank. Right knee taps. Left knee taps. Lower down to 90 degrees. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. So all 5 toes here of your back foot down on the floor. Press the ball mound of your foot down. Everyone come down a little bit lower in your lunge. Yeah, so the pelvis is right at your knee height. You want 90 degrees in your front leg. Lift all the way up to start creating the crescent shape. Gaze up, gaze back. Hands come to heart center. Twist to your right. And then, as always, in this part of the sequence, my breath gets away from me too. So reorganize here. On your inhales, lengthen your spine. Stay for that pause. Exhale as you twist. Stay for the pause. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Nice. One more. Lengthen out. Stay for the twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. We're going to take 5 little knee taps on this side. Your choice, weights or no weights. Bring your knee down for 1. Straighten the back leg, then 2, 3, 4, and 5. Squeeze it at the top. Warrior 2. Spread your arms apart like there's something on either end of your mat that you want to get your fingers on. Drishti in one spot, something right in front of you that's not moving. And then add your breath back to the pose. Fill up, empty out. 2 more breaths with a big open body. Last one in. Extended side angle. Fingertips come down to your front arch on the floor or maybe a block in front of your foot. Reach your left arm all the way out past the front of your mat. Yeah, so it goes right up over top of your ear. You're taking that stretch from your left heel and taking it all the way to your fingertips. Last big breath. Chaturanga on your exhale. Both hands down, high plank to low. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Bring your breath back to the pose and then set up your back foot right away. Press your big toe mound and your baby toe mound equally down into the floor. Take your arms and your gaze all the way up. Yeah, energize through your fingertips. So extend the elbows, extend your whole hand. Maybe you feel a stretch in the palms. Hands to heart center, twist to your right or your left. Nice, and then when the body twists, sometimes the breath drops out. Bring it back right here so you've got it to use. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Lengthen out. Use your exhale to twist. Last one in. Empty out. Come back to crescent lunge. 5 knee taps on this side. Bring your knee down to the floor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little squeeze at the top. Open up, warrior 2. Stretch your arms wide apart. And then maybe even take a look at those back fingertips. Can you bring them up so they meet the front fingertips? Yeah, easy to forget what's going on sometimes in the back of the body. Nice drishtis in one spot. Take 2 more breaths. Come down lower in your lunge. Extended side angle. Fingertips to the floor of the block. Create space here along the left side of your body by pressing your feet into the floor so maybe the fingertips can get a little bit light. Then lengthen all the way from your left hip to your left fingertips. Take 2 more breaths. Last one in. Chaturanga on your exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale it out. Move your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Sink low. Reach high. Sort out your knees so they're tracking straight forward like headlights. And lift the front of your pelvis all the way up to your sternum. Can you feel the lift move past your fingertips? Hands to your heart center, twist to your right. Stay for 3 breaths. Using the breath to lengthen out. Stay for the twist. Inhale back to chair. Hands to heart center, twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Twist it out. Lengthen. Stay for the twist. Inhale, chair. Fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Take your peace fingers. Wrap them around your big toes. And then find the stretch here. Place your flashlight on the stretch in the back of your legs. So press your heels down into the floor. Lift your sit bones high to the ceiling. Release your toes, first crow. Hands become your feet. So place your fingertips really wide on the mat, like you're about to launch into a handstand. Press everything down. Bring your knees to the outside of your elbows and start to squeeze in. Crow starts right here with that intentional action of squeezing in while you're pressing out. Maybe eventually one foot comes off the ground, maybe then the other. Squeeze your belly button in and up. Really activate your core here for one last breath. Chaturanga on your exhale. Step or hop back to your high plank. Lower down, up dog. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breath in. Let it go. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, sink low, reach high. We're going to come into a little bear squat here. So bring your belly and your chest down towards your thighs, maybe even resting them on. Really helps to bring the hands forward here for balance. Set your drishti, your focus on one spot. Lift your heels. You got it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fold. Palms to toes, forward fold, or gorilla pose. So we're going to place the backs of our hands down onto the mat, step onto the palms. Bend your knees a lot or a little to make that happen. Really whatever feels good at this point. I know for me, after some chair poses, sometimes having a big bend in the legs doesn't feel so restful anymore. Let your head drop. Hey, you deserve the rest, so take it. Let yourself have it. Release your toes, crow number 2. If you want to take this into another type of inversion or hang out in a goddess squat, go there. So crow is feet are now your hands on the floor, elbows to the outside or to the inside of the knees. Also staying right here in a goddess squat is a great place to start building that strength of pressing out and pulling in. Wherever you're at, lift up through the core. Let your body get light for 2 more breaths. Last one in. Chaturanga on your exhale, step or hop back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Exhale it out. Move your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Eagle pose. Extended mountain at the top of your mat. Right arm under, right leg over, have a seat. And then whatever arm variation you want to take here, if this isn't feeling so great, you could always just give yourself a little bear hug. I like this as an opportunity to show myself or feel that I can press out and expand the chest and upper back. Yeah, so Lucas, go ahead and take your scapula all the way apart. Can you press out into my hands? Yes, just like that. You got it. Stay for 2 more breaths. Last one in. Switch sides. Left arm under, left leg over. Sit down into it until you can feel that your thighs, you have control over bringing them into center line. Keep that focused gaze, one particular spot. You've got it set. Now just keep it present with the breath. Pull your belly button in and up. 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Play with it. Both feet down. Standing leg raise, right side. So yogis, grab for your knee, your toe, your strap. And then we're going to externally rotate. Take your gaze to your right. Set the drishti right away. The gaze on one spot. That's going to keep you right at center. Come all the way back to center. Send your legs straight back, airplane pose. Extend your whole leg right away. And then everyone dial those toes down toward the mat. Yeah, just like that, Caitlin. So she brought her toes down toward the mat and the whole back of her pelvis got really straight. Give that a try in your body. Now let it go. Open up half moon. Peel the top hip back. Fingertips to a block or to the floor. Super helpful here. Keep holding the belly button in and up. Take one more big breath, in case you want it later, and come all the way down. Feet on the floor, give it a little shake. Standing leg raise left side. Grab for the knee, the toe, your strap. Externally rotate to the left. And then move your gaze over toward your right. Flex your lifted foot. Come back to center, airplane. Press your left foot straight back. Full leg extension right away. And then go ahead, take that adjustment of all 5 toes down toward the floor. Yes, Allison, just like that. Hips on fire. Add your breath. Half moon. Keep pressing through your back leg. Yeah, the more you press, the lighter the whole leg gets, and the easier the whole pose becomes. Take your fingertips to the top of the block. Yeah, and then really press through this back leg. Kick into my hand. Yes. Feels so much more stable, right? 2 more breaths. Last one. Both feet to the mat. Shake it out. All right, at the top of your mat, extended mountain, reach up, look up. Dancer pose, right side. So dancer or standing bow. Grab for the inside of your right ankle. Send your leg back as you start to reach forward. And then take the hand placement here, reaching for the inside of your ankle with the thumb up. I'll give you a little bit more space to open that shoulder. Yeah, so like you want to shake the hands of someone behind you and then, yes. Add your breath. When it starts getting tough to look in one spot, send your breath to that one spot. Switch sides. Dancer or standing bow on the left. So again, reaching behind you like you want to shake somebody's hand, thumb up, then catch the inside. And your elbows actually going out. Change it so it's the soft part is facing this way. Yes, just like that. Pull in your belly so you can get longer in the pose. Press back, reach forward. One more breath. Both feet to the floor. Tree pose. Come to the top of your mat. If you've got weights, here's a really fun place to use them. If you don't got weights, we'll create our own resistance. So let's take tree pose on your right. Place your right foot anywhere on the inside of your leg that you choose, except for the inside of the knee. Above or below the knee is where we're working. If you've got the weights or the blocks, and even if you don't, go ahead and take your arms to cactus. And like I said, we'll create our own resistance. So reaching up, and then the same amount of effort to come back down. Go for 2, 3, pull in at your core so you can stay nice and tall. 4, 5, elbows back so they're in line with your shoulders. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch sides. So this time the left foot on the inside of your right leg. And you can create stability there for yourself by pressing your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. You might even feel that made you a bit taller already. Take your hands behind you with your weights. We're going to bring the elbows close to the head, hands together behind you. So we're going to go for tricep extensions. Lift them up. Elbows stay as close together as they can. 2, 3, press your hands together on the way down. If you don't have weights, we're making our own resistance by pressing in. So this is what, about 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Both feet down. Inhale, extended mountain at the top of your mat, and fold. Halfway lift, take the pull if you want it. Step back to your high plank. Right knee taps, left knee taps, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, triangle pose. So for triangle pose, we want to take up as much room on the mat as we can. Front foot parallel to the long edge, back foot parallel-ish to the back edge of your mat. Reach both sides of your body all the way up to your ears, and then start to hinge forward. Once you get as vertical or as horizontal as you're going to get, place your bottom hand down on the mat, on the block. Lift your left hip up toward the ceiling. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Toes face the left side of your mat. And have your fold. Yogi's got choices here if you want to change this into an inversion, or if you want to take some movement side to side, some lunges, go for it. Allison's showing us here up here what it looks like with the lunges moving side to side if you're looking for a little more work for the inner thigh. Get complete in your side to side movement. On your next inhale, come all the way to stand. left side triangle. So we're just going to switch the feet toward the back of your mat. And then set up the same way. Lift both sides of your body all the way to your ears, and then start to hinge forward toward that left leg. Get as horizontal as you can, then let your hand come down. Make some space here for the left side of your body. So as you can, lift your right hip all the way up toward the ceiling. And see if that gives you some room to pull your left hip toward the back of your mat so you're stacking it underneath the right. Side facing wide leg forward fold, toes to the left side of your mat. You might take a bind behind your back this time, interlacing the fingers, and you can let the arms rest forward. If you're dying for some more lunges or some more movement on this side, that's always an option too. And then Juhi, go ahead and take or unbend your knees a little bit. There you go, perfect. Press your feet down into the floor. So when we unlock our knees, that's what we get access to, is that actual grounding. We have access to pressing down into the floor so we can lift the sit bones up. If you're taking movement side to side, get complete. And on your next inhale, rise all the way to stand. Step to the top of your mat for extended mountain. Press down, lift up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Take that fold if you want it, or that lift. Step back to your high plank. Right knee taps. Left knee taps. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Roll yourself back out to your high plank and lower all the way to the floor. So your chest and your hips, see if they can touch the floor at the same time, and then press down, locust pose. Press your hips into the floor and get long. Send your toes all the way to the back of your mat, the center of your chest to the front. And then everyone, move your drishti down toward the floor so the back of your neck can be really long. Nice adjustment. Last breath in. Lower all the way down. Right cheek to the mat. Feet can windshield wipers side to side. Locust number 2. Press down, rise up. And then coming up on an inhale. And you might even rock a little bit side to side here as you bring your breath all the way down into your belly. 2 more breaths in and empty. Last one in. Lower all the way to the floor. Left cheek to the mat. Windshield wiper side to side. Floor bow. We get 2 floor bows, so you get to choose if you want to go for one leg or both legs. Grab for the outside of your ankles and then press your shins back. Flex your feet and press them up toward the ceiling. Squeeze your knees together. 1 more breath in, stay for it. Lower all the way down, feet side to side. Floor bow number 2. Opposite leg or both feet again. Squeeze your knees together first, and then press your feet all the way up to the ceiling. And then work it with your breath. Squeeze and press. 1 more in. Empty out all the way to the floor. Feet go side to side. Hands at your lowest ribs. On an inhale, rise, upward facing dog. Lift your thighs off the floor. Downward facing dog. Knees down to the mat. 1 camel pose tonight. So stack yourself up. Shoulders over top of hips, hips right over top of your knees, hands go in your imaginary back pockets, and press the center of your chest all the way up to the ceiling. Make space for your breath here. So lift your shoulders all the way up to your ears, retract them onto your back, and then pull them down towards your hips. Bigger breath. Really nice. Now on an inhale, rise up and out, downward facing dog. Create as much space as you can here between your ribs and your hips. Get really, really long. Bridge pose. Step through to a seat or hop through. We'll meet on our backs, knees to the ceiling. Stack your feet here directly underneath of your knees. Press down, rise up. Bridge pose number 1. Hips go toward the ceiling. And then you've got options here with the arms. If it feels good, you could take a bind behind your back down onto the floor. Cactus arms, also another really great option here. One more breath in. Lower all the way down. You have got 5 more back bends. You get to choose bridge or wheel. Press down. On an inhale, rise. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Breath in and out. Inhale, rise. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Breath in and out. Inhale, rise. Number 3, press down, rise up. Bigger breath. Drishti on one spot. Last breath in. Lower all the way down. Breath in together and out. Number 4, press down and rise. Everyone, hug your knees in towards center so they're coming straight out of your hips toward the front of your mat. So I'm going to place my hands right here on the inside. Press in. Yes, right there. For one more breath, lower all the way down. Breath in and out. Last one. Rise up. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Supta Baddha Konasana. All the way down. Soles of your feet come together. Let your knees splay out wide. A hand on your belly and a hand on your heart. Yeah, use this moment to reorganize the breath. Inhale, fill completely, linger at the pause, and then exhale, empty out completely, linger at the pause. One more like that, fill up, empty it all the way out. Dead bug, feet to the ceiling. Grab for the outsides of your feet or the backs of your thighs, whichever one allows you to keep your hips and your shoulders heavy on the floor at the same time. And you can rock side to side for happy baby if that's what feels good. Take it all the way from one thigh all the way to the other. Yeah, get some momentum. Feet all the way to the ceiling. We've made it to stability. Lift both feet all the way up. Lower your right leg halfway down toward the mat. On an exhale, switch legs. And then hold it there. On your next exhale, switch legs. Stay for the inhales, and then on the exhale, switch again. You create the breath. The breath creates the pace for the movement. Pull your belly button down toward the floor. All right, both feet all the way up. On an exhale, lower them 30 degrees toward the floor. Exhale 30 degrees more toward the floor. Exhale all the way down, hover 2 inches above the mat. Lift them all the way up. Exhale, lower 30. Breathe in. Exhale, lower 30. Inhale. Exhale 30 more. Lift your shoulders. Take a look. Send them back up. You got one more. Exhale, lower 30. Breath in. Exhale, lower 30. Breath in. Exhale, lower to hover. Little flutter kick. Maybe pendulum swing side to side. Disrupt your drift in some way. All the way back up. Hug your knees. Give them a little rock side to side. Abdominal twist. Set your knees over top of your hips. Hands behind your skull. Elbows really wide. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. You create the pace. Make it a pace that works with the breath that you have going on right now. Elbows stay really wide. We want to focus on making the twist as big as possible. You've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees, rock back and forth, all the way up to boat pose. And we'll meet up on our sit bones. Hands can come behind the legs for support. And then your choice, whether or not you're lifting the feet off the floor. Reach really wide. Chest really wide. One more big breath. Hold it. Exhale, hug your knees, rock back and forth. Right side half pigeon. So plant your hands, move back into a down dog. And then right side half pigeon is going to look like bringing your right knee towards your right wrist with your foot somewhere over to the left side of your mat. And as it starts to feel good here and you find some extra space in the body, walk yourself down toward the floor. You can rest your hands here on the backs of your hands, or rest your head on the back of your hands, or a block in front of you. Flex your right foot. Take 2 more full breaths here. Fill up completely, get to the pause. Exhale completely, get to the pause. Switch sides. Press yourself through a down dog. Left knee to the left wrist, with your foot headed over toward the right side of your mat. Flex your left foot. And then extend your foot all the way back. If the tool of breath is no longer within your field of vision here for this moment, bring it back. Add it in. Take 2 more big breaths here. Press yourself up and out. Seated single leg extension, right side. So you can bring your leg all the way around. Right leg extends, left leg in like tree pose. On an inhale, lift your body all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Center of your chest moves towards your toes. Flex your foot. And then switch sides. Left leg extends, right leg in like tree pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And you can give yourself here as big of a bend in your knee as you need to till you start to feel that your back is as straight as it's going to get. So I know for me, that's different. Side to side, practice to practice. Release your toes, seated, forward fold, both legs straight out. Again, as big of a bend in the knees as you need, and then inhale, reach up. Exhale to fold. And then as you start to create that fold, really feel here for that connection between your low belly and the tops of your thighs. If that's not quite happening, bend the knees even more. That's going to allow you to keep this low back spine really straight. All right, release your feet, tabletop or reverse plank. Hands come behind, fingers toward your heels. Press up. Chest toward the ceiling, hips toward the ceiling. Maybe the head drops back if that feels good. Lower all the way down to your mat. Let's get upside down. So your choice, headstands, handstands, waterfall, shoulder stands, all we're looking for is getting the feet above the hips, maybe the hips above the heart. So waterfall is usually a great place to start here. That's just laying down on the back with the feet up in the air. And from there, if you want to go for the shoulder stand, sometimes taking a plow first makes it a little easier. The feet all the way back. And then once you've got the hands under the pelvis, take your feet all the way up toward the ceiling. Shoulder stands can move to plow again if you'd like. Bring your feet back behind your head. Full inversions, take another breath or two wherever you're at. Make your way down toward a child's pose. And then plows to deaf yogi. Bring your knees down around your ears. You could reach for your toes here. And then once you're complete, roll all the way out onto your mat. And once your hips touch, hug your knees into center. Drop them to your right side. We'll meet up in a right side supine twist. Take your arms out wide to a T. And then rock your gaze toward the right side of your mat. Take a big breath in through the left side of your body and empty. Knees to the left. Gently rock your gaze. Everyone in studio has a cold lavender scented eye towel. You can feel free to reach for that when you're ready for it. Placing it anywhere on the body it might feel good, on your forehead, over your eyes. Bring your knees towards center, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet come together, knees splay out wide. Shavasana. Create your body as long and comfortable on the floor. We'll take 2 clearing breaths here together. Inhale, fill all the way up. Empty out through your mouth. Another one just like that. Begin to deepen your breath. And bring some small movements back to your fingers and toes. Roll out your wrists and your ankles. Make your way toward a full body stretch. Fingers one direction, toes in the other. And then hug it into center. Bring your knees to your chest. Rock to your right side for infant's pose. Just a moment here in the fetal position to feel ourselves completely supported by the earth beneath us and the community around us. Press your left hand into the floor to rise to a comfortable seat. Eyes can be closed, or you could set your drishti right in front of your nose. On an inhale, reach up for the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll end with 1 Om together. Full breath in. Thumb knuckles rise to forehead center. We bow and acknowledge each other. Namaste. Great work, yogis. Awesome. Friends online, thank you for joining us and inviting us into your space. Always a pleasure. Yogis here, thanks for making it out. Great work. If you have the eye towels, a strap, or anything cloth that can go in the washer, that'll go in the laundry bin out front here. If you borrowed weights, props, whatever, leave them on the floor here by the wall so I know which ones need wiped down. And if you borrowed a mat, you can just leave it where it is. I'll get to it. See y'all shortly.